Welcome to Wholeness in Motion and to the Wholeness in Motion foundational video series. This series is designed to work as preparatory material for those of you new to the material and just beginning to explore the work. And it's also a resource for those of you who've been engaged in the work for a while and might want to just go back to some of the foundational principles. When you're in perhaps a Wholeness in 12 class or in a workshop or some way engaged in Wholeness in Motion, you might experience moments where a gesture or a movement practice happens or some words are used, and it seems like these are like shorthands for a bigger concept. And like any kind of practice or community, often a shared vocabulary does get developed that becomes like a shorthand for bigger concepts, kind of that ignite a whole huge idea that gets encapsulated on one gesture. And so these foundational videos, I'm going to use those shorthands as the vehicle to kind of be multi-purpose. On one hand, to, first of all, help make that language be inclusive and give you a clue of what some of those common shorthand phrases and gestures are. And at the same time, it's a great way to get at the heart of the premises and principles that underlie Wholeness in Motion, so that through these foundational videos, you'll leave with a greater feel of what this work is like and what it's all about. So let's start with one. And in a Wholeness in Motion kind of way, we often use a movement or a gesture or something to get as a metaphor to make the point. And so the first territory we're going to look at has to do with how I understand my role in the work and in a sense, my purpose in this work. So take a moment and rub your hands together and look away from the screen. Take a moment to kind of unglue and be back in your room or where you are. And then with our imagination, kinesthetic imagination, I've got a ball in my hand. You can see kind of the size of it. And you got to be over there ready to catch it. So here I go. I'm going to toss a ball. And you can catch it. And you can throw it back to me. And then I'm going to transform the ball and make it into a tiny marble. And you can catch it, or hey, you know what? You can let it go by. If you let it go by, you can make your own ball, send it back to me. I'll catch it now. I've got a beach ball. And I'm going to play with how I even throw it to you. And you can play with how you catch it. And this can go on and on. If we were in a room full of people, you might send the ball to somebody else, and it comes back here. So if the ball is the material of this work, I at times am in the role of curator. I'm choosing which ball to bring to the table today. And then I'm choosing how I might throw it, which direction, what I might bring around the ball, what I might actually have you focus on, the size of the ball, the weight, what direction it goes, what you can do with it. So my role as curator and decision maker about the territory we might explore, and my purpose in that curating and scaffolding, in a sense, of your experience, is so that you can then have choice. You can decide, is this the ball you want to play with? How might you transform it and use it to be practical in your life? When is it no use? When will you just let it fly by you? That you are underneath your own knowledge and have the power to make the choices and allow the learning and allow yourself to take and take what you want and leave what you don't want. So that there's the way I see the role here. So embedded in the ball throwing exercise speaks to a fundamental value of the work that, you know, I like to see it in the idea of how does a person leave an engagement with me or with us in the work. And the goal is that you leave more connected to your own values and to what matters to you. And the work possibly opens a horizon or gives you more strategies or more tools to respond to life, to mine the riches of life. And so as you move forward through these foundational videos, there are kind of a couple layers you can look at in the material. One is your own experience. How am I feeling this? Do I want to catch that ball or throw it away? And the other side is, because this work has emerged actually working with educators, working with leaders, that there are actually very explicit strategies and tools and basically pedagogical approaches to support that what we actually do in interaction aligns with the deep value and the deep purpose we have of creating goodness and people having access to the rich voices and have that of their truths and their ideas, and they bring their life experience to the table. And we have a way, while we make offerings and throw the balls, to have them show us the balls they want to throw, and all of it together becomes a much more rich field of play. And so look for the approaches. And if you have questions about that, how did you lay out that exploration? What's your point in this? Ask me about that, because the pedagogical thread has lots of support material and it's almost a subject of its own that we call the language of wholeness. So look for the methodology, experience your own experience, and then of course the work is about you applying it and bringing back into the conversation your insights and your perspective, that we co-collaborate and co-create this way of making inquiry into the world of our interbeing and our interconnection and our wholeness within ourselves, within our community, and within this incredible cosmos. So thank you for participating, for engaging in the work. I am deeply honored to be able to work together and play together and dance together. See you on the dance floor. Thank you.